We return now to our top story this hour, and that's the striking miners that from Sibanye-Stillwater that are outside the union buildings in Pretoria demanding an audience with the president. And watching that story for us has been reporter Mbalenhle Mthethwa. Let's cross now live to her to get an update on what the situation is at this time. Mbalenhle, we spoke to you round about this time yesterday. What has changed since then?
Well, what you would have heard just a short while ago, the workers were singing a song and chanting that Sibanye must go away. And that song literally signifying or synonymous to what they have been calling for the government to revoke the company's mining license because it has failed to meet its wage demand. We understand that there is an ongoing wage negotiation that's still underway. Unfortunately, it's been underway for a year, almost a year, and both sides have not been able to meet each other, with the employer saying that the offer of 800 Rand or over 800 Rand is fair and is above inflation, while the union and workers demand a 1,000 Rand wage increment. And this is also in part due to the working conditions and the fact that they are the ones contributing to a large chunk of the GDP. You would have heard earlier in conversations with one of the workers, they were saying that they feel as though they've been let down and that they feel as though they are being exploited because they are not then reaping the rewards of the commodity prices or the commodity boom in a sense, or because the mining industry contributes a significant chunk of GDP, and because of that, they feel that they should also be, their contribution rather to the GDP should also be recognized to a certain extent by way of giving them an increment. So these are the workers stationed outside here demanding that 1,000 Rand increment, and they vowed that they will continue to stay here even if it means sitting here and doing this for 2 years. That's what they've said in earlier conversations. But in terms of updates, what I can tell you is that a report back earlier on informed them of a meeting that's going to happen tomorrow with the Minister of Mineral Resources and Labour Minister to try and intervene, obviously, in this protracted wage negotiation. And they're hoping that that will pave the way to President Ramaphosa either intervening in the matter and getting them that 1,000 Rand wage increment, or getting an audience with the president. So one of two things need to happen at this stage. They say that they would want the president to come and address them and speak to them, especially after he promised to intervene in the matter on May Day when they went and tried to speak to him during May Day celebrations earlier this month. Now, what we've also heard from workers is that they are concerned that they are not getting paid. And you understand that this strike is in its third month. And because it's in its third month, they have not been able to get a salary. And they are just, the gentleman standing next to me was showing me a little bit earlier on today that he will not be receiving a salary and he's been receiving messages from the employer. So please talk to us about the nature of the messages that you have received so far. The messages from your employer. Talk to us about that and how that makes you feel.
Most of the nature of the messages are intimidating us, and then some of the messages are telling us that we will get nothing, no payment. That's the nature of the message. Now and then they are telling us that you are losing. Whatever we are doing now, it means you are playing. There's nothing we're going to get.
There are also those who say that the workers want to go back to work and it's just the unions that are playing hardball. Is this true? Is it the union that wants the 1,000 rand increment? Are you happy with 800 rand increment, or what's the situation?
No, it's a lie. It's a damn lie, that one. The unions, the members are here. We are here as the members. Whoever who says that, he must come forward. We as the members of the union, we want 1,000 rand. The second thing is 6%. And the last one, we want, if that company is not affording that amount, the company must leave. The minister of DMRE must take the license from Sibanye-Stillwater.
There you have it. The union, thank you so much, sir. Thank you. One of the union members just talking about the fact that they are the ones who want this demand, who have gone to the union to ask the union to represent them in wage negotiations and ask for the employer to give them this 1,000 rand increment at this moment. Peter?
Mbalenhle, I don't know if you can hear me, but if you can, my understanding was that the union workers that you're seeing there arrived and they took this action on their own volition, and the union leaders perhaps were caught unawares. Where are they in this track now? Have they been there? Have they engaged? Are they now part of this action?
So it seems as though after yesterday, it is true, workers came on their own volition, because what you'll see here is that you've got both AUM members and AMCU members here together. And it was just workers since yesterday when we were here, no leaders. But you would have seen from early this morning, leaders started joining the protest and engaging, going into meetings to try and get a resolution to this matter. And it seems as though those meetings will continue tomorrow, and in a way to pave the way, obviously, to that resolution.
All right, Mbali, we'll leave it there for the time being. Thanks so much indeed for the update. Great work that you're doing out there. Thanks so much indeed. All right. That's our reporter Mbalenhle Mthethwa, who's out at union buildings there. And this impasse that's developing between the workers at Sibanye-Stillwater, who's saying that they're adamant, they want 1,000 rand. The employer is saying that 800 rand is a fair offer, and they're just not listening to it. And in the meantime, they want to hear from the president. And we'll see if that will happen in the coming days.